and peaceful coexistence, speakers at the award ceremony say can create that atmosphere that will fast-track the development of the nation, just as the publisher of Daily Asset newspaper is taking advantage of this 4th annual award ceremony to douse ethnic tension.
We want to provide a forum where we can extend the conversation, we can extend the dialogue, we can extend the discourse, believing and hoping that at the end of it, we shall have new ideas, fresh perspectives that will be able to address some of the challenges we are facing as a nation.
For the guest lecturer, Professor Yowes Hai, and the Director General of the NTA, Alhaji Yakubu Ibn Mohammed, who received the award as the Public Servant of the Year, only a collective effort can address the wide gap already created by ethnic and religious differences.
We need to strengthen and invigorate state institutions to guarantee justice, freedom, and equity.
First of all, we have to start thinking differently, right? We have to start thinking Nigeria. Once we think Nigeria, right, we'll be putting Nigeria first. And once we put Nigeria first, we'll be doing things differently.
I also have deep interest in access to quality education, particularly to promote girl-child education.
The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, was honored as the Man of the Year, while the wife of Benue State Governor, Dr. Eunice Otom, received the First Lady Award of the Year. They were among outstanding personalities honored for their contributions to national development. In Abuja, David Ire, NTA News.
Into the judiciary, Nigerians have been told to take advantage of the various justice sector reforms going on in the country in the last 6 years to ensure a more rapid development. The position was put forward at the public presentation of a book on contemporary issues in law in Nigeria. Femi Okewo has details.
Written in honor of Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, the book, titled Contemporary Issues in Nigerian Law and Practice, is a 697-page compendium of various reforms and interventions instituted by the Justice Ministry under Abubakar Malami in the Buhari administration. Edited and compiled by Professor Mohammed Amadu, Dr. Umar Gwandu, and nephew Yakubu, the book has 51 contributors spread over 17 different topics on contemporary legal and justice reform issues. There are issues that guests at the public presentation of the book say have impacted positively on Nigeria's political, economic, and legal development in the last 5 years, and which Nigerian citizens can leverage on.
This patriot has also helped to deliver our nation from monumental damages arising from the Inter-Ocean Oil Contract. His resilience has equally relieved Nigeria from a $1.5 billion liability and gained over $660 million in arbitration costs in the dispute with Inter-Ocean Oil Company.
There are other issues that have witnessed reforms, including strengthening of the rule of law, prosecution of high-profile cases, and also corruption-related cases.
In his response to the various accolades and appraisals of the legal issues, Justice Minister Abubakar Malami said documenting the various reforms and interventions can only help have a clearer view of what has been done and what more needs to be done.
This gives me optimism in the need to continue to advocate the maintenance of the corporate, unitary, and peaceful existence of Nigeria as a strong and virile nation.
In Abuja, Femi Okewo, NTA News.
Amidst tears of grief, 7 Nigerian Air Force personnel who died in an air crash while on a mission have been laid to rest at the National Cemetery, Abuja. The Chief of the Air Staff, Air Vice Marshal Oladayo Amao, says their names will go down in history as defenders of peace. Defense correspondent Najat Tijani reports.
Such was the grief of those at the burial ground who came to pay their last respects to their loved ones lost in the fatal Nigerian Air Force air crash of 21st February 2021. In an emotional speech, the chief of the air staff, himself a fighter pilot with more than 1,500 instructor flying hours, saluted what he called the supreme sacrifice of the 7 as well as all those who had gone before.
The laws on us that we must relentlessly expose and fight all agents of destabilization and extremism in our society to ensure that our departed colleagues did not die in vain.
No matter the pains and the sorrow, one thing for sure, that God's love never ceases.
The young men who were hailed as heroes were on surveillance missions in connection with the Kagara abductions and other security operations. They were all specially trained in air tactical observation systems. Present at the ceremony were the Minister of Defense Bashir Salihi Magashi, Service Chiefs, Governor of Ekiti State Kayode Fayemi, Minister of Women Affairs Dame Pauline Tallon, Chairmen and members of the Air Force Committee from the National Assembly and other dignitaries. And in the wake of this tragedy, the Nigerian Air Force says it has resolved to rededicate itself to the cause of defending the nation by ramping up security measures. These 7 personnel who have been buried here today lost their lives in what the Chief of the Air Staff says is a sacrifice in keeping the peace. He says their names will go down in history as defenders of the peace. Naja'atu Tijani, NTA News.
And that concludes the news at this hour on NTA International. Thank you so much for your time. Don't forget the campaign against rape is still on. Connect with the NTA. Stand against rape and rapists. I'm Elizabeth Omori. Thank you so much for your time.